What is up, everybody? How's everybody doing today, man? You already know go. It is your boy B back with another video. Guys, I am so happy that you're joining me. And if you are somebody that is looking to start reselling in 2025, I'm going to actually be sharing with you guys a few tips, tricks, a bunch of information that is going to be able to help you. I'm also going to be sharing my opinion on what I see so far in 2025 to be working. Also, I'm going to give my opinion on a few platforms. Now, I haven't really usually done this. As you guys know, I have my own wholesaling platform, wesply.com. That is my wholesale website where I mainly wholesale electronics, and I allow you to get these, and they are all in the country. They are all shipping within 2 days, unless you do choose a longer shipping option. And of course, we are supply and demand. But as you guys know, there are other platforms, and I want to take a deep dive into some of the best practices that you guys can actually use or utilize for you to be able to make the most money. So I have a rough draft of a bunch of different tips that I actually use, and I want to share with you. So guys, make sure you guys like, comment, and of course subscribe. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Brandon Jones, and I specialize in helping you make an extra income. And let's hop into the video. All right, so number one, if you don't know nothing about me, you know that I have been a reseller for over a decade. I've been able to not only build my own company, but also build companies that employ others that also now are branching off to start their own companies. Now, why is this important? It's important because as a leader, it's not about you flaunting or you trying to act as if you are the richest one in the room. It's all about helping others become better. And that's my specialty. And again, guys, we are going to hop into first looking at some of the platforms that a lot of people are actually going and starting to sell and buy products from. Okay. Now, I want to make this very clear. The first one is wesply.com. It stands for We Supply. That is my company. We are a U.S. wholesaler. We cost more due to our shipping costs being embedded in the prices as well. And we only sell AAA products, OEM products, which are top grade products, mostly on the electronics. Now, this website, the reason I created it was strictly because I was sick and tired of relying on these other websites that you guys are about to hear me talk about. And again, there's no shade on any of these websites. These are all websites that people can make money from. And I will start doing a little bit more content on all of these websites just in case there are people that are looking to try different routes, okay? Now, you don't really hear me speaking so much about AliExpress, Alibaba, DHgate, or Temu. Now, let's talk about the positives. We're not creating a video speaking of any of the negatives on these websites, really. The AliExpress website is mostly a consumer used website, overseas sellers, of course, and that's a marketplace for all types of goods, right? So one thing I like about AliExpress is the fact that you are able to go and look up multiple different types of products. What I will say is AirPods, they're there, but let's do AirPod cases because I'll give you guys a clear, true example on when I actually did use AliExpress. I first started my store in 2015, 2016. Didn't know I needed products. That was one of the things that I was not anticipating because at the time I thought that I was just going to sell phones. Little did I know, people aren't just going to walk in to buy phones. You have to have some type of impulse buy. An impulse buy is going to be a buy that you actually can attract buyers with to then upsell on something else. Now, I did use AirPod cases. Now, to be completely transparent, it wasn't these boring ones. It was like these. These were the exact type of cases that I was selling on AliExpress. Getting from AliExpress to actually sell. Now, these did come in the mail. They came in about 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, I believe. And that was the only downfall that I was having. I also did start a drop shipping store. with these type of products. And it went interesting. That's what I could say. It went interesting. It was good at first, but it died down. And some customers weren't happy with quality. This was our top seller. I remember it vividly. And this was a top seller because we were next to a gaming store. You got a lot of people that did game, and it piqued their interest. Now, one thing I will say that was interesting about AliExpress is, let's say I wanted to buy this, right? And let's say we want to put in a phone number. So let me actually do this real quick. Let's actually sign in. Now, I don't really have accounts to any of these, so I'm about to create one. Now, here's the thing about AliExpress. If you put yourself in the right position, you can make money with any platform. There's not really any platforms that you won't be able to make money with, to be completely honest. You just have to know exactly how you want to position it. Okay. Now, the good thing about AliExpress is how low these products are. The only thing that I would say is really, really frustrating, and I was trying to show you, which I'm signed in now, is the shipping. Okay. The delivery, if I was to purchase this, it would be March 3rd to March 6th. So I'm about to pull up my calendar. The reason why I often was frustrated was only because that is currently 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks from now. Now, while I understand, let's hypothetically say that $2.74 is a great price. It is. Problem is my consumers may be lost by the time I get this product. Now, this was often the case when it came to my store, is I would have an idea and want a product. I would go order the product, but by the time I got the product, then it wasn't really at a high demand anymore. So it's really hard to stay in front of the curb when it comes to these products, and that was sort of kind of frustrating, if that makes sense, right? So same thing with Alibaba. Alibaba is going to be a website where a lot of the people that you'll see in the streets that are selling AirPods and AirPod Maxes, they usually get them not from Alibaba, but from somebody that does get them from Alibaba. A lot of my clients that I work with, they start out with this website. And if I'm gonna be honest with you, Alibaba is a website that I think could definitely make people money if they use it the correct way. I love just the way that the network works. I believe it's a really great opportunity for a reseller just starting out. But again, the only problem and issue I think I'd have is shipping. But there are ways you can actually expedite shipping with Alibaba. You can literally find a supplier that has a warehouse in the USA and have them actually ship it from that warehouse. And I'll go in depth in another video on how I used to do that with my store before I got the connections that I do now. If you want me to be transparent, one of the suppliers that I have now that I used for speakers actually came from Alibaba. What I did is I never settled for buying the products directly from Alibaba. What I did was often I would say, hey, I am a big supplier and I need a supplier to work with. And I want you guys to work with me. And we often would take it off of Alibaba. And this speaker supplier used to actually hook me up. It actually gave me a few of these speakers that are behind me. And they were pretty good quality. I would say I was always a sample guy. You will definitely need to send me a sample. But again, you got to know how to negotiate it. So we'll go into all of that. I'll start putting out more content on the Alibaba and how to negotiate. because it is important for people that are international to know how to operate these platforms. Now, if you're in the country, in the United States of America, of course, I got your back with the speakers. I have a bunch of speakers, 500 plus speakers in stock. And I literally do this on a consistent basis and deliver to businesses consistently. But it's a good platform. Okay. Now, DHgate. Now, this is a platform, in my opinion, that is completely hyped, and it's a China wholesale website. I never bought from DHgate. And yeah, never bought from DHgate. So I don't want to, put too much speculation, but I will say that I know there's a lot of affiliates with DHgate and a lot of people that get paid to review products from DHgate. When you see a price that is too good to be true, 9 times out of 10, the reason it's too good to be true is because they're trying to compensate with the fact that the shipping is long. You never get the best of both worlds. You never get a really, 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 really cheap quality product and fast shipping. That's not how it goes, especially in this product reselling game, which again can be kind of frustrating, but also you have to understand that the atmosphere in the reselling community is a take and give. Now, with the tariffs being put in place, potentially there are going to definitely be price increases, especially with the next website we're going to talk about, which is a website that has been making a bunch of ground, Temu. A lot of people love Temu. I see a bunch of great creators doing content on Temu. And Temu is a website where I have actually ordered personal products from. And they get it wrong every time. Right? They get it. I won't even say they get it wrong. You get literally what you see. And sometimes that can be frustrating because you may think that it's going to be a little bit better quality and it's not, but you got to remember the price that you're paying. And, the way I try to like relay it is, how we'll sit there and we'll say, oh, well, I got AirPod Maxes, they're clones, but I'm selling them for $60. Why would the eBay customer even dispute it just because it's not Apple? They should have knew what they were getting because they only paid $60. They didn't pay $250. It's the same thing with Temu. It's like, okay, we can go ahead and we can look up. Let's look up solar chargers, right? If we look up solar chargers, we'll find a bunch, right? And that's the thing. This is a great price for a solar charger. You'll see like the prices aren't as cheap, but if you put in AirPod Max, right? I want to just show you how you see a $13 pair, an $8 pair. You see $30, $10, $15. But let's go back to that solar charger example I showed you. Remember those high ass prices that I just showed you. Okay. Solar charger. You'll see. Okay, we got a $9 one, but that's for a foldable 80 watt. I want to literally look at the ones of quality. You'll start to see that there's a lot of ones that are like $52, $17, $28 with the flashlight, $18. But you do have those $7 ones, $6 ones. The reason why I'm expressing this is because when you look up the AirPod Maxes, guys, you barely see any AirPod Maxes that are going to be high price because there are a lot of people out here just looking to sell anything, and these distributors know it. This exact pair right here is an exact pair that I was able to acquire because I was trying to test Temu versus the regular clones. But let's make this very clear. You get what you pay for, one, and then two, you have to understand how Temu works. So the way Temu works is it's not about just them being a Chinese wholesaler. They actually work with a bunch of different sellers in different areas. It's sort of kind of like a eBay, right? You'll have some people in New York that are selling, some people in Cali, some people in Florida. They're selling through this platform. You can literally sell on Temu. That gives people the notion that they can actually sell these knockoffs and use Temu's name and brand to promote it and actually sell it to you. Now, that's hence why sometimes when you do order products, they're very, very cheap and you're like, dang, I want a refund, because there's no, and this could be bad or good, but there's no like scale of, hey guys, you have to sell this said quality product. You can literally sell anything. And that's where I think, again, it may be good for certain sellers and may not be for others, because those that need or understand quality may not want to go this route, but those that just want quantity may. They may want to go ahead and use a Temu or use an AliExpress. If you want me to literally rank these, I'll rank them, because I've been asked that before. Of course, I'm putting my website at number one, but exclude my website because that is my website, right? And I hope one day to get on this level, but I want to get on this level with quality. Like, that's my biggest thing, only because I've been scarred so much with bad quality, So AliExpress, Alibaba, DHgate, and Temu. I would definitely put Alibaba at number one, because Alibaba is a platform that is, in my opinion, accountable. They allow you to talk to distributors. You're able to return things. You're able to actually politic and try to get negotiations done where you can get things for lower. I like that. The next thing I would do, and it's a hard one, but I would go with Temu. The reason I would go with Temu is because while they don't have any type of scale and you can just sell whatever you want, if you get the right product, you're in there like swimwear. You'll have something that you can sell to people. People do Temu pop-up shops all the time. And while the product may not necessarily be great, it's a low cost product. And while the shipping may take a while, not all products take long for shipping. So that's good. Next, I will put AliExpress, and then I will put DHgate. I think DHgate, while they pay a lot of YouTubers and a lot of YouTubers have the affiliates, I just feel like DHgate is selling Chinese knockoffs that are horrible. That's why I've never bought from them. I've heard horror stories, and I also have talked to content creators that do these type of I guess you would say hauls, DHgate hauls, and they're unsatisfied when they turn the camera off regardless. So yeah. All right. Next, we're going to be talking about how you look at products and decide when and how you want to buy. Now, it's really important for me to just explain to you guys why I am showing you guys these graphs. These are things that mentally I and my assistants and people in my warehouse utilize on a daily basis, whether it's with eBay automation, Mercari automation, whether it's just with our own products or even in store. The way I look at products is on a metric level. It is a very in-depth process. I don't just say, hey, okay, let me just get these iPhone 7 headphones. That's not what I do, right? I actually take my time out to do product research, and we're going to break down a little bit of that process right now. So number one I look for is demand. Now, there's a bunch of ways, which we'll go into soon, on how you find what demand the product has. But a product needs to have some type of demand. Somebody somewhere is going to need it. Now, you may be saying, well, Brandon, yeah, why wouldn't I get a product that is needed? Well, I'll give you a great example. People, they want to sell AirPod replicas, right? AirPod replicas are very saturated. because they have the next thing we're going to talk about, which is longevity. The difference is they don't have demand. Now, let me explain. If you're somebody that is selling replicas, let's say you go and buy some replicas today. While yes, they'll sell, you are not providing a demand. You are only on a trend. This is not a product that is going to be flying off the shelf. It's not. Okay. And it's also not a product that you will be getting in front of the wheel with. Now, if you don't understand what I'm saying by that, I want to introduce the snowball effect. So, prime example, I have this right here. These are these are like RBG charging cables, right? I can't show you guys right now because it's in the other room, but because I was doing a video on it. But these are like cables that are designed to actually show you when your device is charged, when it's not charged. It's made out of aluminum. It's a charging cord that is hard to break. It's made out of, I believe, metal. And also it is a 60-watt charging cable. That's very fast charging, right? But this wasn't something people were thinking about last year. People didn't care. They just wanted the regular white cable. But if you started selling this before people actually hopped on the trend, you're now going to be the one selling it. And you're going to be the one that is getting a good amount of sales easily because you're literally above the trend. You're before it. How do you do that? Like, how do you do that product research? And we'll go into that shortly. Longevity. This is important. Does the product have longevity? Is this product something that people will buy on a consistent basis? Or is it something that they will want to replace frequently? Or is this something that a customer will buy and never hit you up again for? That's important. So I'll give you guys examples. So these S6 headphones, okay? Been selling these for about 6 years, okay? And they sell pretty well. The difference is they don't sell at an expensive price point. When the S6 came out, these were actually included for free in the box, right? Let's go back to when they used to include headphones in the boxes, right? But now a customer can get these, lose them tomorrow, and then they'll come back and get some more because it's only $5. Longevity. I'd rather not charge you a bunch of money for it. I don't want to hit you upside the head to the point to where you're so scared to lose it with certain products. I'd rather put it at a really affordable price point just so that you buy more than one in case you lose one. So I'll have people buy 5 at a time. They'll go ahead and kick out that money because they're like, well, this is a good deal. I know these aren't going to stay on the shelf. And I know for a fact I'm a little bit irresponsible and I may lose them. So I'm going to buy 5 of them. Vice versa, if I have these iPhone 7 headphones and I hit you upside the head and say, hey, these are $15 each, you're more like, okay, I only can afford one. And if you lose it, you'll probably just go without it for a while instead of just replenishing it and paying me more money. So, knowing how to price each product is important, and longevity has a big point and part of it because a pair of headphones is interesting. It can be something that lasts for a long time, or it could be something that people just run through. How many people lose headphones, right? AirPods, the real ones, are pods that are really meant for longevity. The issue is some people lose them on airplanes or they're just being irresponsible. So they have a long lifespan, but you frequently have under 30% of the people that lose them and have to purchase more. The difference, though, which again I think Apple is genius for, is while the AirPods are meant to last you a long time, hence the price point, if you lose one, Apple then gives you an option to buy the one that you lost, or the right side or left side that you lost, for an extraordinarily high amount. Okay, let's be real. It's high. Okay, smart. Profit. Now, how much money can you make from this product? Now, see, in order to think about how much money I can make, I also have to think about how much money I'm spending. Now, this can be quite annoying, difficult, frustrating. It can be very, very deterring because, again, we just went off of those websites in the beginning, and you have some websites that have really, really, really good prices, but take 4 weeks to get to you. Now, that's risky because a customer may not want that within the 4 weeks. A lot of things could change, right? So are you willing to kick out a little bit more money so that you can supply the demand right now? Or are you willing to wait and just hope that the consumer waits as well? Hence, when people talk about drop shipping, they are leaving that part out, that it takes a lot of time for most of these products to get to the customers, which then they lose interest and then they want their money back. And when they want their money back, they're coming for you. And when they come for you, the person that you sat there and paid to teach you how to drop ship, they're not always there. They're not around. They got the money for that course that you paid for or that community. So just be careful. And next, quality. Quality to me is the most important thing. Now, why? I didn't always think that. When I first started out, I didn't care about quality at all. If you are an avid watcher of me, you know my story of how I found out that quality was important. So what I did was I sat there, I said, I'm going to get me some cheap stuff. I ain't trying to kick out a lot of money. I'm not ashamed. Ain't nothing ashamed of my game now. I ain't about to listen, I will buy the cheapest stuff just to save as much money in my pocket. But when I did that, chargers started to fall apart and customers would come back and complain and say, hey, man, the charger, it fell apart. And it's embarrassing, especially when you're a small business, because then it makes it seem to them like, yeah, this is why I should have went to Walmart, or this is why I should have went to Target. This is why I should not have invested in this individual, because obviously this person is selling BS, and you don't want that. You don't want that feeling. Trust me, you don't. All right. Next, how do you do this product research? So, let's talk about that. Product research. What is it? How are we going to do that in 2025? It's time for us to normalize, to stop trying to pay other people to do it and do it ourselves. Because the more you pay for that extension, the more others are using it as well. And the more, when that extension goes away, you're going to be out of luck. It's going to be hard for you to make money because you're relying on something to tell you how to and when to list. That's why what you need to do is you need to learn how to do it yourself. Okay? Now, I'll give you guys an example. Okay? Google Trends. Okay. So we go to Google Trends and we can look up anything here, right? But we know Valentine's Day is coming up, right? So let's type in Valentine's Day. Okay. Nothing came up. I spelled this wrong. Gifts. Okay, Valentine gifts. All right. So everybody knows that I love seasonal holidays because that's why they were created, for us to make money. As I look at the graph, obviously there's no real searching when, Valentine's Day is not near. But we see Mississippi, Arkansas, West Virginia, South Carolina, Maryland, and we can look at a bunch of places. And you can find a place that you're in, and you can actually look more in depth. Now I see a bunch of different places, and I see people around me are looking for gift baskets, do it yourself Valentine's Day, boyfriends, men's. So it's like best gifts for your boyfriend. So it looked like a lot of people are looking for gifts for their guys, right? So what I would do is I see men's Valentine's gifts. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back to Google. Okay. And I'm going to type in this. Remember, this is really popping in my area. I'll be honest. This is exactly what I would do. I see this on Etsy right here, right? And I'm starting to see a bunch of these, and I see a bunch of gift baskets, right? Or like things that are in bundles. I'll click this. I see it's on Etsy. I'll then go ahead and start designing my own electronic kit, right? And I'll go ahead and list mine on Etsy. Now, the reason is because this is something that is trending. So I'll go ahead. I'll probably take a pair of black headphones. Okay, I'll take this right here. I'll take a power adapter, a speaker, some pods, put it all in a bag or a basket, excuse me, and do the same thing that this person is doing. And that is an example of how you want to use Google Trends to do product research. Let's go to eBay. You can go to eBay and do the same thing. eBay.com. We can type in men's Valentine's Day gifts. And now you can hop above the trend. And now you can try men's Valentine's tech gifts. That's not it. But you get what I'm saying. In your niche. Electronics. Okay. So we could do something like a smartwatch. So if we do something like a smartwatch, we could do something like that. And if we do something like that, then it's like, oh, bet. Now, I can potentially sell and put it as an I love you watch. I don't have to put the packaging in the photo. I can literally, let me show you. I can take this picture, take the watch, put the watch here in this picture, literally, and copy everything and sell it. That's how you do product research, because now you're getting ahead of the trend before February 14th. Okay? That's how I would do it. All right. And you can do the same thing with all of these. The social media is the same exact way. All right. Now let's talk about product costs. How do you deal with how you make your income? Believe it or not, these 4 steps didn't exist to me in 2016, which is the reason I lost my first store, because I didn't know that I had to have a profit margin. I didn't know that I had to use my products to get more products. I don't know what I thought, but it was bad because whatever I was thinking didn't generate me any money. I did sell products. I just didn't make any money because I just sold products, took the money and spent it on stuff. So product cost. How much does the product cost you? Product margins. Anywhere from 35 to 50% for high ticket products. Let's explain. Okay. If we are going to go and let's say we just go to wesupply.com. Okay. If we go to wesupply.com and let's say we go and look at clones, right? If we're looking at clones, you're going to see that even a clone that says $75, if you buy a wholesale, it's only, I believe, $27. Let's see. So 166, 90. divided by 6. So yep, $27. It's not high ticket. That's low ticket. High ticket would be like 50. Which we don't have anything here for $50, but we're just gonna use $75. We're gonna just act like we just getting one, which is 75. Okay. So if it's $75, I know for a fact that that's a high ticket item. I then gotta go profit margin calculator. And I can easily, I don't like this one. Thank you. I can easily go 75 is what it cost me. My profit margin, what do we say here? If it's a high ticket, 35 to 50. So let's go 50. That's going to be 150 for those that I'll resell it. But let's say I want to go to 35. I can go 35 and sell it for 115. But if I was to do it at a 75%, that's 300. You don't want to do that. That's too high. Okay? Too high. So it's all about understanding how to actually utilize profit margins to actually be able to price your products at the right price point so that they sell and you can actually buy more. Because the product profit, how did you divide it? So let's go back to the profit calculator, okay? And let's do a 50% profit margin, okay? So if we did a 50% profit margin, we know that we are going to be selling it for 150. The profit that we make is 75. I don't know why that just did that, but okay. Boom. So I already know that if I made 150 from these headphones that cost 75, I immediately need to take $75 out. Why? Because I need to go and buy another pair. Every time you sell a product, put the money aside that it cost you to buy more. Always do that. Then take the profit that you have and divide it by 2. You divide it by 2. $37.50 is going to go into wherever you want, your bank account or something. And then the other $37.50, you put it into your business checkings or your business fund for you to invest in another product or even promotions. That's how you make a product make you money. Okay. I did not know that. And that moves us to the next one, which is product supply. When will I order more? Will I order more when I sell all of them? When I sell half of them? Usually you want to order more when you are at least 30% or at most 30% gone, right? So that's important. Now, I am going to go and give my opinion on a few things, okay? Because again, this has been asked of me a few times too, which is, what's my favorite apps to sell on? So we have eBay, which is my number one, Mercari, OfferUp, Depop, Facebook, Amazon, Etsy, Instagram, Poshmark. Now, I want to really explain a little bit more on why I say these, okay? eBay, best platform for me because it gives you longevity, it gives you flexibility, and also, even though they're never on your side, they're always just on the customer side, it gives you a sense of, I can start making bread right now. You feel me? And that's what we want. Mercari, similar thing, very flexible. You can start making money immediately. The problem is you need to wait for the customer to rate you for you to get your money, which is kind of annoying, but it has a good marketplace, so, and an interface as well, so I enjoy it. OfferUp, I like it because I can get my money today. Okay, if I sell something, they can actually pay me today. Depop, I don't really use Depop. All these other ones, I don't really use that much. I only stick to 3. So I would say out of this list, choose 3 to actually sell on, because if you're selling on all of them all at once, it gets a bit frustrating, repetitive, and also you can start hurting your platforms because you're looking at one more than the other, and you forget about this one, you forget the shit that, and you don't do this, and you don't do that, and you don't do this, you don't do that, and you're like, oh my God, I didn't got banned, you know? But Depop, I don't really sell on, but I do like the fact that it's pretty good for us to be able to utilize. And again, don't mind the generic print. I just was like, I'm not about to write all of this stuff down. I'll explain it to y'all. I'll explain it to you with my voice, okay? Because again, I'm trying to make sure that I give you guys like the most in-depth insight in my brain so that you guys can be able to take what information I'm giving you and put it in your own, in the way that can impact you in a positive way. Facebook, older crowd. It's a really good selling platform. They just take a lot of things down for no reason. I don't like that. Amazon, their monopoly, they'll compete with you. I don't like that. Etsy, really good, but you usually got to sell things that are handmade. But I've made 1,000 plus a week with Etsy at times. So Etsy is really nice. I stopped selling on that platform just because it was a high demand I couldn't fulfill while focusing on the other 3 main platforms. Instagram, you can sell on Instagram, but you got to have some type of influence. One thing that kills me is people that want to start like clothing brands, but they don't have no influence. Poshmark is pretty good too. I don't really use it. Again, I made money on Poshmark, but it's not like a large crowd that I think I could penetrate. So that's why I have not really stuck with them. Now, product analyzation. This is our last one. Now, how do you analyze a product? So no matter what product you have, you put it right in the middle, right here. Just put it right in the middle, right here. Okay? And I want you to write down what I'm about to say. Okay? So you get the product and you write down all of this information and you'll be all right. It's going to sell. Cost of goods. How much did it cost you? The competition. Write down at least three listings, or find at least 3 listings that are comp with yours. What I want you to do is add all 3 prices together, divide them by 3, get the median price, list that product at that price. Picture. I want you to take the best picture from those 3, at least 3 pictures each, okay? Title. Make sure that you find the best title from those 3. Description. Find the best description. Now, promotion. Make sure if you are on eBay, do 2 to 5%. Analytics. Make sure that you are then analyzing daily how your post is working. How is it performing? If it's not performing good, revise. From those 3 that you started out with, change the title to another one. Start actually figuring out which works for you and what doesn't. These are important because you want to make sure that you are maximizing your chance to have high performance products, and revisions are a part of that. All right, guys. So without further ado, guys, that is how we are going to start our reselling business in 2025, and how we are going to make sure that we're making money work for us and not working for the money. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm getting the office together. As you guys see all this bright behind lights, I didn't even get my blackout curtains in here yet, but I do want to continue to bring you guys the best content possible. And I'm recording this Super Bowl Sunday. Hopefully the Eagles win. But yeah, I'm still also trying to make sure that this voice is syncing with the camera. Like, yo, I just been really going through it, but thank you so much for answering the call when I upload videos and watching them. It means a lot to me, guys. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys continue to make money work for you. If you have any questions, as always, leave them below and I'll answer them. All right, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.